21 days in the backcountry.
Hello everybody, this is Killarney Provincial Park in Northern Ontario, Canada, and we are Amateur Adventurers, back for the greatest outdoor adventure we have ever done. In 2022, my wife Sugar Pie and I came to Killarney and spent just over a week completing the infamous 78-kilometer Cloche Silhouette Trail for the first time ever. It was the longest backcountry adventure we had done yet. And while it challenged us both physically and mentally in so many ways, it also rewarded us with gorgeous scenery, stunning views, and a sense of accomplishment like we had not felt before. Now, 1 year later, we're back to do it again, and it only starts there. Beginning in the main campground, we would take on the 78-kilometer Cloche Silhouette Trail once again, spending 7 days and 6 nights in the backcountry before finishing in the campground, where we would get a hot shower, pick up some extra gear, and a resupply of food before setting off the following morning on a 120-kilometer canoe route through one of the most rugged and stunning wilderness landscapes in all of Ontario, over the course of an additional 2 weeks. We would not only get to revisit some of our favorite spots from last year's adventure, we would also get to see and discover for ourselves so much more than we would have ever imagined, and challenged ourselves yet again in whole new ways. For anybody who's ever been to or spent any time in Killarney, Ontario, this was a dream trip, and we feel so lucky to have lived it. So come along with us as we explore this amazing place in a way we've never done before, as we spend 21 days in the backcountry.
My husband comes in and says,
We're about to hike the Silhouette Cloche, the Cloche Silhouette.
so what do you say we stay there for another 2 weeks and make a real adventure out of it?
Yeah, and then what?
And then 2 weeks around the park in a canoe.
3 weeks in Killarney, second time around the Cloche Silhouette. We just got dropped off. We have all our equipment set up and ready to go. Let's hit the trail. Bridge 1. There's only so many of those, so if we see more than a few, we've gone the wrong way.
As scary as it may sound to hike 80 kilometers, once you start doing it, we felt that it wasn't as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, 7 to 10 days. We're gonna go for 7. Yeah.
Our motto for this year was, it's not about where you're going, it's about where you are right now.
We're gonna go to Lumsden Lake.
We're cruising along pretty good. It's early, we've got a little bit of time. We're gonna go to show you Lumsden Lake right now.
Yeah.
Follow Sugar Pie. She'll show you the way.
When it comes to directions,
Maybe does she know the way? No.
Nope, I guess not.
if I was left alone out in the woods, I'd become the girl from Blair Witch.
Nope.
I'm gonna die out here.
Note to self, always go the one that you don't think it is.
Yeah, if Sugar Pie were playing the odds, that's how she would win. Whichever way she thinks, go the other way. She's a great navigator. It was her instead of Christopher Columbus. She would have found Australia instead of America.
At least I would find something.
Almost anywhere you go, you find something, I suppose.
Oh, wow. Lumsden Lake.
Pretty, huh?
Yes, that's what it is. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Of course, all we would be drinking would be water.
It might be iced tea.
And we figured water would get really kind of boring pretty quick. So this year we decided to bring little flavor shots for the water.
Thank you.
And man, did that ever perk it up.
Yeah, iced tea.
Awesome.
Yes.
My favorite is the iced tea, and we forgot the iced tea.
We brought lots of water flavoring thingies.
The only iced tea that we had was the bottle that we made at home.
Alright, she's gonna share me some of her water because she knows I have water that I'll give her later, and she'll have a lighter bottle to carry at the moment. She's good that way.
I win.
Holy smokes, she guessed the right direction. I'm impressed.
Going clockwise on the Silhouette Cloche gives you a couple of days to get your trail legs working before you are climbing any of the mountains.
Yeah, so we're not super far. We're just about to the end of Lumsden Lake, and where the usually submerged bridge is that we showed you Sugar Pie dancing across last year. So we're gonna take a little break here by this unnamed body of water because it's got a little bit of a view. It's kind of clear here, a little bit of a breeze, and the mosquitoes aren't bugging us. That's the best part, right?
Yeah, thank you, dragonflies. There's lots of them over here. Beautiful view, nice drink. Yeah.
Yeah, what more can you want? It is a beautiful view. This is a nice little lake, and you can see the Cloche ridgeline off behind it there.
At the north end of Lumsden Lake, there's a body of water that's being held back by the Hoover Dam of beaver dams.
Take a look at the dam.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out from here. Cool.
Yeah.
One of the painful parts of backpacking is putting on your backpack.
And it's always extra wonderful early in the trip when she's carrying, we don't know how many pounds of food in there, but there's a few.
But ironically, it's lighter than last year.
It is lighter than last year, yeah. We've started out about 10 pounds lighter each. So, hey.
Longer trip, less pack.
Yeah, with a resupply in the middle. Back to the trail. How's that for fancy footwork? It's been almost a year since we've been out on the backpacking trails, so this is kind of great.
One of the things I absolutely love about Killarney is all the different kinds of rocks. Like, there's so many different colors, so many different patterns, so many things to see just in the rocks themselves.
It might be completely dry this year.
Actually, yeah, it is.
Last year, to get across, I had to do a dance across the rocks to try to keep my feet dry. But this year, to our surprise, it was dry.
Well, that was almost sort of boring compared to last year.
Yeah, felt that one in the legs. It was, but it was still nice.
Yeah, all the way from the bridge down there, and we're dead. Good thing we got a couple days to wear into the ridges.
Yeah.
In northern Ontario, there's thousands of lakes. And with Killarney's beautiful white mountains as the backdrop, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. cool.
Yeah.
One of the great treats is the
Blueberry. Delicious.
something that we try to do every day is a text home, but sometimes you have to get kind of creative, do a little dance to try and do that. It's amazing how you could stand in one place and then stand in another, and how much that could make a difference.
Apparently this is how you do it up here.
Hey, it did work. It's actually almost all the way around now. This makes a difference. Or at least, maybe coincidentally.
I'm definitely not a tightrope walker. And my Achilles heel is definitely the water crossings. My problem with balancing, I think it's just a mind thing. I think I'm gonna fall, so you're gonna fall. I just need to work on no you're not and just do it. You gotta remember the perspective. My husband keeps on reminding me the worst that's gonna happen is I'm gonna get a wet foot or fall into 3 inches of water.
I know, it's painful, folks.
Turn your one foot sideways. That worked.
One of the first lakes you come to is Acid Lake, and it's really beautiful.
I believe at the other end there is where we're going to encounter a dam. That's H3. This is the first site on Acid Lake.
And for at least part of the trail, you have part of the lake on both sides.
Far out, eh? That was a bad joke.
I liked it though.
It's a pretty great section of trail. You sort of split Acid Lake, so we got some on the right here. Beautiful. And then over here on the left as well. Once again, beautiful. So, are you happy to be back?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. It's good. And my gosh, you can't ask for anything more beautiful.
No.
Eventually you get to this big log dam at the side of Acid Lake.
We're at this dam here on Acid Lake, and we watched Sugar Pie do this last year.
Someone that watched our video last year informed us about an easier way around, and we had every intention of taking it.
It's apparently an easier crossing, so we're gonna go have a look at that. If you're ever here, maybe check it out. Oh. Her feet are dry. That's the important part.
Yeah, they're good.
Good job. Nice shortcut. Or not really shortcut, easier cut.
Yeah, it was nice.
Cool. Thanks, old man.
So that helped out a lot. Eventually we made it to our campsite from last year, H5 on Cave Lake.
This was the lake that had all the fish in it that you liked.
Oh, I miss the fishies.
It was really cool to be back a year later.
This is H5. This was our very first site along the Cloche Silhouette last year. This is where we'll take a quick break. You can get some water over where your fishies are if you want.
Well, actually, we may as well drink what's left in here.
We took our break there and we had some fruit roll-ups that we made from home.
Right now, we are eating fruit roll-ups that we have dehydrated.
Yeah, we took bags of frozen fruit, stuck them in the blender, poured that onto silicone mats, stuck them in the dehydrator, and we got some yummy, completely natural fruit roll-ups. Yeah, what flavor you got?
I think it's mixed berry.
Yeah, yummy. And we got out.
On our first day last year, we only had a 7-kilometer hike to our first camp on Cave Lake. This year, we had a 14-kilometer hike to our first campsite on Kirk Creek at the Three Narrows Dam.
Follow the yellow arrows back to the trail.
Which was a lot because all of last year, our hardest hike or longest was 13 kilometers. And this was our first hike all year.
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Just sitting here until we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Taking a mini break.
How you feeling after almost a year off of this?
It feels really great. It feels really great to be out and moving and be out moving here, like in this beautiful place, exercising. It's nice.
Yeah. What you probably didn't hear, because I just turned the camera on, is Sugar Pie kind of sighing.
Something that my husband was looking forward to was this crossing that we did last year where I finally got a wet foot.
Was that a sound of dread or a sound of, oh, it's beautiful, or a sound of excitement, or what was that? What did that noise signify, Sugar Pie?
Well, it is beautiful, but I wonder how it's gonna go this time. Only one way to find out.
That's right.
I was looking forward to redeeming myself because he brings it up a lot and he also uses that clip all the time.
If you're wondering, those are her work boots. We found that she wears those 8 hours a night anyway at work without blisters and problems, whereas her hiking boots start getting sore after a very short time. So these are almost structurally similar. And they seem to be faring pretty well.
Yeah.
At least we have success.
No wet foot.
Yay, she learned from last year.
Slowly, but no wet foot.
Something that we didn't realize at the time was this would also be a spot that we would cross paths with on the last day of our adventure, almost 20 days later. Not long after that, we would get our first look at Bay Fin, which would be where we would wake up on our last day of our adventure. Last year, something that we looked forward to was climbing something called the Pig.
It is time for the pig.
It's a steep and unrelenting portage trail up and over a ridge.
Oh yeah, definitely feeling the pig already.
Yeah, you can't see where we started from down there, but rest assured it was a little while ago.
But it just feels like you're climbing forever. Having done it last year, we were less excited to be back.
If I sound like I'm out of breath, it's only because I definitely am. Here comes Sugar Pie. What do you got to say?
That's all, folks.
There you go. We did it. The pig has accomplished it again.
Once you conquered the Pig, you do get a reward. You get your first look north across Three Narrows Lake and the Cloche Mountains in the distance. When you do the Cloche Silhouette Trail in the summer, most people cut 3 kilometers from their hike by crossing the rocks at the Three Narrows Dam. And that's exactly what we did last year.
What's our plan this year?
We're gonna do the 3 kilometers.
Yeah, we're going to see the rest of the trail that we skipped last year.
Yeah.
Because why not, right?
Yeah, you never know what you'll see.
That's right. Cool.
Which was tough considering our first campsite was just 100 meters away from the crossing.
Here's a look at some of Kirk Creek. We're at the bridge. It's going to start coming back up Kirk Creek on the north side.
The steel bridge was really neat to see.
That was a big step, huh?
It was a big step. But man, this is a nice bridge.
Yeah.
And the view is nice too, and there's like...
We, of course, decided to take a break at this point, filter some water.
Filtering some water.
Even though we weren't regretting not taking the shortcut, we're definitely feeling the physical strain of the hike at this point.
Sugar Pie is very excited up here. What did you see?
Yellow. It's the marker towards our campsite.
Eventually we get to our campsite at Kirk's Creek at H8, which really wasn't really much of a campsite. It was kind of muddy and swampy, but it was home for the night.
How's that floaty feeling?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you take your heavy pack off, you get a floaty feeling. It's pretty fantastic after a long day.
Oh yeah.
Something that was really cool was a deer wandered in and spent about a half hour eating the lilies and the vegetation there.
This is so cool. It's eating your water lilies.
After our first day backpacking, after a long time, I have to say I was feeling it. But it was great to be back. Like, I love the exercise of backpacking. It's like no other.